Good morning, Central Indiana, and specifically our friends here at Martinsville. Rough night last night, long night for lots of rookie move, city workers and county workers and everybody. Mr. Mayor, how we doing, sir?
Hey, I tell you what, I don't know whether you say it's a long night or a short morning. I don't know which way you look at it from this point, but yes, very blessed
Yeah.
that no more damage than what was done. Now, that's not saying to the people that did have the damage, making light of that, but no major injuries.
Right.
So there are some blessings to come out of this.
That was the first thing. I think I was on till 2:30 last night. Had over 300 people on here for 2 hours off and on, and power lines, trees, houses. But I said, moving forward, not one person said, "Hey, somebody got hurt." No ambulance runs, so to speak of. But we saw what today, how lucky we were. Sullivan, down in Sullivan, how bad it was, McCormick's Creek, and then when it really picked up steam and went to Whiteland.
Yeah.
So
and I've seen some pictures of what was coming across, and it looked like. And again, I'm not a meteorologist, I'm not an expert in this, but if you just look at where our debris and how it landed, you'd have to think of a straight line winds. You look at Whiteland, that's thrown all over the place. That looks more like a tornado. But
from just like you said, I'm not a meteorologist. I'm thinking it went up. Obviously, there's a tornado associated with this storm and high winds. I think it went up in the clouds, bounced around like the one did some in 08. Maybe not as much on the ground as it was in 08, and then hit the ground running just east of here, and seriously took off when it got to Whiteland. So we got lucky. Any reports on damage or I know the church took a big hit down.
The Presbyterian Church is taking a big hit. They lost their steeple, and as the steeple was toppling, it punctured another hole into the roof. Landed into the yard to the east. There's still a lot of debris on the rooftop. The wall is not stable. Mike Kirsch has already been there this morning, evaluated it. We have barricades around trying to keep people off the sidewalks and away from that building. They have a baby grand, maybe a full grand piano on the inside that took some water damage. This was a very old, very sentimental, expensive.
How long has that structure been there?
Oh gosh, Kevin, I'm gonna say like 1880.
Had to be in turn of the century. Yeah.
And so very it's disturbing to go by and see the steeple gone. Yeah. But you still know that God's in control because the building's still there.
Well, one thing you could always count on, wasn't that where the bells came from? Or
and they were still working this morning. The chimes.
I didn't hear him, but that's fantastic.
Chief Green called me, and there'd been an accident there because so many people going by to look at the damage, and someone had gotten hit. Car was inverted, and when he called me, he said, "Listen, the chimes are still going."
Oh, good deal. Good deal.
But last night we got out of it. It was about I lose track of time. I was watching my phone in the house. Debbie and I did go down the basement, and the power was out. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh, the furnace kicked on. No, that was, we could hear it coming and then left. And then we got back in town. I got in town here. I'm thinking it was around 11:45, 12 o'clock. But anyhow, at that time we got in, there was a tree down blocking Washington Street. Neighbors all were out cleaning that up to make that passable. Went downtown, Jeff Main's, the Baird building there. North of the Candy Kitchen, the roof of it was taken off, and it was laying in Main Street and over into part of the courthouse parking.
Found a Jeep when it hit there.
Oh, I tell you what, and it looks like
Williams' Jeep, I believe,
and it looks like the rubber top was covering it as the debris was going. Really? So when we went to start clean up the debris, we were able to take that off. We took plenty of pictures so they can make claim with their insurance company if there was any damage. Brian Collier, H&R Block, lost his roof.
Yeah.
But he thinks he probably had more damage over at his Whiteland office. So Mr. Gaddy's,
that looked bad,
was damaged extensively. And then Spring Lake Apartments, the roof was all off of there. Some of it's in the lake, some of it's laying behind there. In fact, The owner said that most of the residents had been taken care of. We found some residents this morning that had stayed in there overnight, even though there was no roof. They had nowhere to go. But the fire chief condemned that just a little bit ago, trying to get everybody out there because, and we're not doing it to make people upset, but we just need to look at their safety.
Right.
And that building could
it's a
implode
liability
at any
issue
time.
for the whole building and everything else, and you get hurt, and
Yeah. So
that's a mess.
But we, the city workers came out last night. The fire department had guys coming in, pulling overtime. The police department, we were out till a little after 4:00, cleaning things up. Got the downtown cleaned up. Got those roads open and back up. But we still have a lot of trees down blocking intersections. I know Wallace Construction's in today helping clear intersections. There are still some stoplights. I wrote a couple of these down, like 39 Bypass and Morton Avenue. Yep. 39 Bypass and Morgan Street. And at Ohio Street, if you're heading out, the first stoplight there for the overpass is working. The next one is out, and then the one to Mahaleysville Road is on. So it makes no sense how to. But anyhow, those three I know. So again, as you approach those, take them as a four-way stop, and be aware that there may be citizens coming through that don't live here, that aren't aware of the surroundings, and they may not realize that there's even a light there. So just be careful. Power lines still. I got a text from Gene Rink, who is our Duke rep in this area this morning about 6:00. There's about 7,400 customers still out. But they've been slowly getting them on. I know I was speaking with Dean Mayfield earlier this morning, and he'd received a text that his power had been restored to his house. So they are working on that. Duke is bringing in several of their crews. They're going to stage at the fairgrounds and start attacking our area.
Almost instantly last night. I was on for about an hour. Needed to take a break, stretch, collect my thoughts, and I went out there, opened the door, and it was after the storm. But their generator, chainsaw, all emergency vehicles, county, city, state, county employees, city employees, state employees, flooding this city at 12:00 last night, and regular citizens, and then that's just always what I think of in our community when something goes wrong. They help each other out.
That's what's great about Martinsville. Yeah, and you're absolutely right. We had private citizens helping up in roads last night. We were all out till after 4:00. Decided to take a break. We'd gotten all the major streets open. And another building I forgot, the city's water department down at Mulberry Street.
When will Duke be at the fairgrounds? Betty's asking.
Betty, I'm pretty sure they're heading over there right now. Gene Rink sent me a text about 15 minutes ago before I came in the studio here, said that they were starting to gather there. But the Mulberry Street Water Department building, the roof blew across the street and hit Chrisman's. So we were taking that off. They had some damage to their garage. Marvin, I was talking to him this morning. They were fine. But that building will probably be condemned.
That's I don't know how we got away with anybody getting hurt, honestly.
God smiles on Martinsville, but again, we're just very fortunate.
Yeah, there's as much damage. I didn't drive around last night. I started to, but I thought, you know what? I was talking to my brother and a couple others, and they said, don't, because there's so many people going to help people that the ones that are just out rubbernecking are just causing a mess. And I get that.
And we still have power lines down. I know right before I came in the studio, we were put barricades up at Marion and West Washington Street. There's power lines down there. And again, if there are barricades up, we've put them up for a reason.
Don't drive around.
Yeah. And don't walk.
Right.
That, because it's starting to get real windy again. So if the wind picks up and those are hot lines or whatever, and you walk by,
it's over with. Yeah, real quick.
So please pay attention to those.
That's a scary thing. I don't know. A lot of devastation. Seemed like Lynn Drive on the south side, just outside city limits, got hit pretty good.
Right. I've not had a chance to go down through there yet. I heard there was like 30 homes that were damaged.
And a silo got scooted across the field is what I was hearing, which is just crazy. So, I mean, it looks like the south and the west side took the brunt of it. but some of the north area got hit pretty hard. I don't know. It's just hit and miss in some areas. It's really
Well,
weird.
and when you have, we've had a lot of rain here
Yeah.
recently, so the ground is
Saturated.
soft.
Yep.
So when you get those winds, Terry Lane, who's redone the house there at Columbus and Jefferson, on the northeast
I
corner,
saw that picture. Yeah.
and there is just a huge tree, and you could tell it was just gently blown over because the sod and everything's with that tree, and it laid it on his house. So they're taking that tree off as we speak.
Any damage to that structure though? Maybe minimal.
I happened to talk. Dean Mayfield and Kim Meredith was there earlier this morning, and it looks like it's minimal damage. But again, until you can get the tree off and really look, you hate to say that. Oh yeah, there was no problem.
Right.
But,
Right.
It just how much time and energy and money he has spent on that house, and to see that happen.
Right. Well, we just keep moving forward, keep plugging away, and get it taken care of. You guys have done a ton of work since last night, and everybody has, and I know it's only a matter of time before we get it squared away. Because something's going to take some time. The church, Collier's, Gaddy's, Spring Lake, that's going to take some time.
Yeah.
And there's some other buildings in town. I know a lot of people lost their fences and sheds and garage, and I think there's at least 10 trampolines on other people's roofs right now. So
Yeah.
that was the fences and trampolines last night seem to be disappearing. So,
but we were just so fortunate. Our city guys, when there's an emergency, they're ready to come out and help. And the way they got things cleaned up, and like I said, at 4:00 we decided, let's let them get home, get some rest. We got everything opened up, and we're back here at daybreak, and they'll probably work till at least probably 4 or 5 today, clean up debris. If you've got brush and you're cleaning it up, bring it out to the curb. And we'll be by to pick it up. May take us a couple of days this week to get caught up on things, but we will eventually get it up for you.
So real quick, kind of recap. Duke is mustering over at the fairgrounds probably as we speak.
Correct.
And they're going to go out across the city and do what they can.
Right.
1,500, you said?
No, 7,400.
7,400, I stand corrected.
And again, that's probably Martinsville addresses. So
Right.
that could be anywhere from
county.
Waverly to close to Eminence to around any. But that's still a lot of households without power.
Kenny, it's another tough hit on the city, but somehow we always seem to get through it and come out of it. I follow a little guy named Zach Walters, a little buddy of mine, Zach Walters from up at Lafayette. He's a weather guy.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy started sending me messages and posting on our little weather thing he has that I follow early in the day, early when these storms started, and said, "Hey, watch this one, watch this one, watch this one." Sullivan, it's going to hit Sullivan next. It's a tornado. Kevin, this is an EF2 on the ground all the whole way. And we kept trying to push information out. But I think the one good thing about social media is that you can get this stuff to a certain percentage of people and save lives. Not everybody listens to the radio, anymore.
No.
And so they're just kind of either they're on their phone or social media in some sort of way, and that it helped. So.
Well, and I'm going to take this opportunity to plug the system the city has in place, the RAVE system.
Yes.
We've sent out a couple of notifications last night when this first came.
Yes.
Mac Porter came in. It was about 1:30. I lost track of time there last night, but he sent out one initial contact, and then we wanted to send another one out for people that have oxygen. And again, I want to remind people, if you have oxygen, you don't have power, and you're getting low, call the 911 dispatch. The EMA is setting up a emergency, I'll probably use the wrong term, refill station for those. So, let us know. And if you need help getting there, you can't get out, let 911 know and tell them to reach out to us. We'll get you there one way or the other.
Awesome. You're back at it. You're heading back out, aren't you?
Yes.
You got a long day ahead of you.
Well, yeah, but at least we're up and going. And again, nobody was hurt.
That's the blessing.
Yes.
Everything I've seen so far can be repaired.
Yeah.
It's
brick and mortar.
100%. And I hate seeing the church down like that because that's like an iconic structure in town.
Yeah.
But that can be fixed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kenny, thank you so much for coming in here.
Thank you for inviting me, Kevin.
Anytime, you know that. When I text you this morning, you fired right away. Hey, we'll be there. Tell me when and where. Because I know there's people want to hear that reassurance. Hey, what do we got? What we got going on? Where you heading? There you go.
And I know sometimes I'm not the best to communicate on social media. I'm just, again,
you got stuff going on.
Busy out there actually working. And
someone had asked, I hope he's staying on top of it. And I said, well, if you've seen the pictures last night, and I didn't put the time, but I think it was midnight. You're out there cutting up trees and all over the city. So I was like, he's staying pretty busy right now. So that's what you do. I've known you long enough to say he's not sitting at home watching on the news like the rest of us. He's got his hands dirty. So,
well, thank you,
Kenny. Thank you, sir.
You're a good friend.
I try. Sometimes it's tough, Dad. Hey, I can't get into that. That's right. Forgot where we were for a minute. All right, guys. Kenny, thank you so much. If you need to get back on here later this weekend or the coming week, let me know.
Okay.
But if not, Godspeed. Hope everything gets squared away out there, and you guys keep moving forward.
Thank you, Kevin.
See you, Kenny.